morning. Today we're going behind the scenes again to set up and tear down a scene for a Let's Feed My Dog video, but this one needs to be fast because I am definitely running behind, which, you know, isn't a surprise. Of course, I started out by picking her bowl and I decided to put this slow feeder on a stand, and now I'm just going to use the elements that I plan to incorporate into her meal around the bowl to fill in the blank space. There's no real method to this. I just pick the more aesthetically pleasing or unique items if I have enough to do them in the background and in the bowl. Sometimes I get ridiculous and my need for things to be perfect definitely takes over. But I've learned that it's really not that serious and most people aren't paying that close of attention. Yes, it is just as annoying to try and set up a scene and film a video with food just out in the open while owning 5 cats as you think it is. I'm just kidding. Apart from a few stolen props, the cats are actually pretty well behaved while I'm filming, but the taxes on the other hand are a whole different story. Anyway, after I picked out the food-based elements that I wanted to use in the background, I try to grab whatever seems fitting for some extra decorations, and honestly, I just grab whatever's just randomly in my house. Used to only set up a scene like this for special occasions and holidays, but people really loved it, so I started doing it with all of our feeding videos, and you guys seem to like that we did. After filming, it's really just about cleanup, and I try hard to keep all of the items in the background clean so they can just go right back into their original packaging to be used or eaten later. One time, somebody even called me wasteful in my comments for putting all of these items in the background. I guess they just didn't realize that they're still totally usable and were going to get used in the future, but you know. So yeah, anyway, that's the whole thing. I just put a bunch of stuff in the background. I try to make it look aesthetically pleasing, and then I just put it all away when I'm done. I will be honest and tell you that sometimes the flower petals in the background do just get tossed in the garbage, but I try to give them to the quail when I remember. Last but certainly not least, you have to make way for your cat spection to ensure that you properly cleaned off your surface before wiping it down, but after the wipe down, you are all good to go.